Hi everyone, we have another update as always this week, another great set of additions. So let's see what's new. The first thing we've started this time from the feed. What you'll notice at the top is now we have two tabs, best and fresh. And best games is essentially a feed of some of the best games that have been curated from all the games that have been created on Rara so far, so that you can browse through them and really get inspired and play some of the best games that are currently on Rara. And fresh are the games that are added in new by our creators and continuously kind of keep getting updated and improved over time. And this is the feed that we'll then be picking the curated games from. So now you have two feeds, one is best and one is fresh or new. Now, in addition to the changes in the feed, we also have additions to the editor. So let's quickly see what those are. So I'm going to jump into this editor, and right now I have just a simple rule which you might have created several times in the past, which essentially is that when I press it shows a piece of text, right? So let's see that. Press and it shows a piece of text. Now this piece of text always shows for a certain fixed amount of time and you have no control over it. Well, now we've changed that. So in addition to this show text, you also have a new token, a new block that you can go down and see show text for. And this allows you to not only show a piece of text, but also specify how long that text should show up on screen. So I can add this in and then you can see I can enter a number. So I can say show this only for 2 seconds. I'm going to remove this first line. And now this gives you much more control over how the text is displayed. And you can use this to kind of like create dialogues, conversations, and have more control over the flow of this text in your game. So now when I hit play, I'm going to tap 1, 2, shows for 2 seconds and disappears. And very easy then, obviously, to adjust this. Right. And of course, you could change this into a parameter and then simply plug that in, and that way you have control over manipulating it easily from this pop-up over here. So now I'm going to say show it up for 4 seconds instead. 3, 4, and it disappears. So now that's a new block that gives you a little bit more control over your text and dialogues that you display in the game. Now let me quickly just remove this rule and add another simple rule that I have set up so far, right? And this again rule is very simple. All I'm saying is whenever I tap or press, find the position of the press in the world, add a little bit of an offset, and then spawn a specific VFX over there. So let's see that in action. You can see I'm just spawning this. Now the VFX again always spawned at a default size that you and rotation that you had no control over up until now. So now what you can do is you can see I'll see result of line 2, which is this one, which returns the VFX object, and I can now set its size or rotation, and this gives you much more control. So maybe I want to make it really tiny. I want a really tiny itsy bitsy nuclear bomb thing. Now you can see I have these little tiny ones exploding, or maybe I want a massive one that takes up most of the screen. Very easy now to do that, right? So you have much more control, and you can add much more variation and diversity as a result of essentially just manipulating the size or the rotation of your VFX. And I'll quickly demonstrate the rotation as well. You get the ability to enter a vector, which is rotation on either the X, Y, or Z, or a combination of those, and you can just enter whatever the rotation you care about. I'm just going to enter some random numbers over here, and let's see what impact it has. All right, hit this. You can see it kind of like comes in or explodes in at an angle. So now with this, you also have much more control over the VFX that you spawn, both in terms of its size, orientation, and with all these changes, we've also added in a bunch of bug fixes that should hopefully improve the experience of working with Rara. So we're super excited to see what you build with this new set. And as always, feel free and always please do share feedback and your creations in the Discord.